Mr. Patterson, you started a political party,
yes,
and you registered the other day. And when I heard your presentation to the public, what I heard was I'm dissatisfied with the way things are. And part of my dissatisfaction is what I perceive to be high levels of corruption and the fact that our public officials have betrayed us as a people. How did you come to that conclusion? What was it that you saw that led you to conclude that something is wrong here, I need to do something about it?
Well, if you look at the evolution of Jamaica, we have always had a situation where the majority of Jamaicans are less fortunate, and a small minority of Jamaicans continue to have greater access to power, greater access to financial resources. And that speaks to something which is systemic. And I don't think we have ever turned the corner on the colonial model of master-slave economics, where, take for example, our current political model. Only those who have a lot of money have any chance of winning. That's a system problem. If you are going to avail yourself of the law, only those who have a lot of money are able to access the legal system in the ways that would protect them. So it tells me that we have a systemic problem. And I've watched this as a child growing up with a single mother, a poor single mother, and seeing how she struggled to make ends meet. And no matter what she does, if she doesn't have somebody in power that's going to look out for her and give her a break, then she's not going to make it. And that obtains for the vast majority of Jamaicans. Everything is about connection. It's about who you know, as opposed to having a system of objective laws that applies to every Jamaican equally. I know Gavin just said that the law says that we're equal. Well, what a law says and what actually obtains are two different things. So the law says that we're equal, but the practice of the law does not treat us equally. Okay. And what we want is a set of laws that are truly objective, and then when they're applied objectively, regardless of one's financial position.
Joseph, when we talk about, Mr. Patterson, when we talk about corruption, typically we hear, you know, let's just get rid of all of these politicians. This will fix it. It's the politicians that are problematic. What is the problem?
Sure. The problem of corruption in Jamaica is one of system design. You know, if you were to look at a company situation, a company that has good internal controls have less incidents of theft and corruption. A company that has bad internal controls have more incidences of corruption and theft. And those companies tend to do very poorly and then go out of business. If you look at Jamaica as a business, how well have we done? Let's compare ourselves with a similar country. Singapore, in 1965, they got independence from Britain. We got it in 1962. We had a GDP per capita then of 550. Singapore had a GDP per capita of 550. Look at us today. Singapore has a GDP per capita of over 63,000 US per person. We have between 7,000 and 9,000 per person. Why is that? Singapore focused on ensuring that they had a zero tolerance for corruption, and they ensured that they had the rule of law that was enforced rigidly and without excuse, and nobody was exempted from that. As a result, they created a safe, clean, and orderly environment that any person in Singapore can achieve their maximum potential. They also invested in a high-quality education system that brought the standard of discussion and governance in the minds of Singaporeans to a level where politicians were kept in check. We in Jamaica, what have we done? We have created an environment where we have divided our people into two tribes, and they're fighting each other consistently. We have a low-quality education product, which means most Jamaicans cannot engage in the dialogue properly about good governance and what it means. And we end up with a productivity level that's very low and a crime level that's very high. Singapore has low crime. They also have high economic output, and they have very low corruption. They're, in fact, almost #1 in the world. We in Jamaica need to learn from them, and first of all, change our political system so that we curb corruption by having effective checks and balances.
Understood. Singapore paid a heavy price, though. And so, Montel, I don't know. We hear that often.
I'd love to hear the heavy price that they
We cite Singapore all the time. I heard Orlando Patterson the other day talk about the fact that this issue of crime and violence and the disorderliness, it would appear, of democracies is particular to democracies. because of the nature of democracies. So is it then, from your critique, I'm hearing that what we are having is really a problem with democracy? Is it that we need a different kind of political system? I'm coming to you.
Yes, okay.
To bring about the kind of anti-corruption initiatives that will really see the Jamaican state growing in a way that will bring about the orderly society that we imagine.
There's no doubt for me that we need a new system and we need new leadership. We need to step back, as my friend here has said, and look at the system we have that we've inherited from our colonial masters, which has been continued to today, and say, is this right for Jamaica? I can assure you, it's not right for Jamaica. What Jamaica needs is a system built by Jamaicans for Jamaica to realize the aspirations of all Jamaicans.
Today, the political landscape of Jamaica is dominated by a persistent and troubling narrative surrounding Prime Minister Andrew Holness. Allegations of financial impropriety, questionable political decisions, and familial conflicts of interest have cast a long shadow over his administration, drawing intense scrutiny from both the Integrity Commission and the opposition. This growing unease has become a central theme in recent political debates, with calls for greater transparency and accountability echoing across the nation. One of the most significant and perplexing issues is the dramatic increase in Mr. Holness's personal wealth. The Integrity Commission has noted that his assets soared from a modest $350,000 in the late 1990s to an astonishing $160 million by 2019. This exponential growth has raised serious questions about its origins, particularly given his reported involvement in controversial schemes like OLENT and Cash Plus. These entities, widely denounced as Ponzi schemes, collapsed and cost thousands of Jamaicans their life savings. Despite his attempts to scrub his official records of these investments, the Integrity Commission has refused, referring the matter to the Financial Investigations Division. The controversy deepened when it was revealed that Holness's statutory declarations from 2021 onwards remain uncertified, fueling public suspicion and raising concerns about a lack of transparency. The recent election debate brought these issues to the fore, with opposition leader Mark Golding directly confronting the Prime Minister. Golding accused Holness and his wife of acquiring properties linked to FINSAC, the state agency formed to manage foreclosed assets during the financial crisis of the 1990s.
Sure the building with Juliet Holness, aka Cowfoot, size 13 a bill. See it, yeah? They got the whole of the road for run pipe and them thing there already. See it, yeah? Big old apartment, painting a blue and white. Yeah. 3 of them. Like you see it. So them are on electricity there. Showing on the front part, building this. Big old building. Building look nice, see? Clad. See them there. Tree.
They never really Juliet Holness own this property. And this is one of many may I hear. No. Them people are not wealthy, man. These people have wealth for generation after generation after generation. Look at this structure. This is massive. And this is not the $800 million apartment complex. I'm gathering that them have apartment building all about and condos, luxury condos all over the place. Wow, I've been hearing about these allegations for the longest, but I didn't know so they building them so beautiful. It's also alleged that Chinese are doing the construction while they are telling us to choose Jamaica. They are choosing China by passing the Jamaican contractors and giving the job to the Chinese. Is that what the Onuses are doing? I'd like to get some answers on that.
Golding also pointed to the uncertified wealth declarations, suggesting a deliberate effort to evade public scrutiny. The appointment of Juliet Holness, the Prime Minister's wife, as Speaker of the House, has also been a focal point of criticism. According to critics, including Golding, this arrangement represents a profound conflict of interest. The Speaker is meant to be an impartial arbiter, independent of the government. However, critics argue that this arrangement compromises parliamentary oversight, particularly concerning the delayed or filtered reports from the Auditor General. Furthermore, Holness's associations with several financial scandals have fueled public distrust. He reportedly invested in both Olent and Cash Plus before their collapse. Questions have also emerged regarding his dealings with the SSL investment scheme. Reports suggest that he withdrew his funds just before the company imploded, a timing that has raised serious questions and fueled speculation about insider information, even in the absence of direct evidence of wrongdoing.
Mr. Holness, the Integrity Commission, in their court filing in the case that you brought to try and strike down the act and eliminate the offense for which you are being investigated, have said that you had money in the Ponzi scheme Olent and you got it out, while others suffered losses. You had money in Cash Plus, another Ponzi scheme where people lost lots of money, you got it out. And of course, you had money in SSL, and you were able to withdraw your money before it collapsed. In fact, I would say the only person that Usain Bolt has not been able to catch up with is you. And I want to ask you, how do you think and why do you think the people of Jamaica should trust you to have be in charge of the governance of the country for a third term with that track record and with that cloud hanging over your head?
The leader of the opposition is a liar and cannot be trusted. I lost money in Cash Plus and Olent. However, the PNP accepted and received $1 million from Olent. He has no credibility to talk about Ponzi scheme. They benefited from the Ponzi scheme to fund their election campaign. He questions my wife's integrity about development. My wife and my family are hard-working Jamaicans. We started off with the taxes like many other Jamaicans, and I have worked hard. He has sought to weaponize that. But the people who receive me when I go into the country, they say, Andrew, don't worry. No weapon formed against you shall prosper.
Mark Golding has been relentless in his criticism, asserting that the Holness government is mired in scandals that threaten Jamaica's international credibility. He has called for the Prime Minister to step aside or face new elections, warning that the deep cloud of unresolved controversies is eroding public trust. This sentiment is widely shared among ordinary Jamaicans, many of whom have expressed concerns that corruption has become systemic, and that the administration has blurred the lines between personal gain and public duty. In summary, the allegations against Prime Minister Andrew Holness paint a deeply troubling picture. The issues range from unexplained financial growth and questionable real estate transactions to potential conflicts of interest at the highest levels of government and associations with financial schemes that devastated ordinary citizens. As investigations continue and the Prime Minister maintains his defense, the public's demand for accountability and transparency has only grown louder, creating a palpable sense of unease about the state of governance in Jamaica.
So one of my supporters left a comment on my previous video stating that Andrew Holness is the pirate of the Caribbeans, and I must say, I agree 100%. This man bare face on a different level. It's like the man have no shame. The man don't even have respect for himself. Yo, the man take everybody for food. Imagine the leader of our country wants the law that was put in place to investigate illicit enrichment to be declared unconstitutional. Like, it don't make no sense. Corruption at its finest. These are the same laws that was implemented by the government. You know what hurt me? The facts of some people want them things here to just slide. This is some silly people, yeah, I turn a blind eye to the foolishness. Like them a benefit from the millions of politicians are thief left, right, and center. The man around the country like a family business, and wanna take it for joke.
For all of the die-hearted labor right then, comment just one time or ever in our lifetime disagree with the Prime Minister. Just comment and tell me. Whenever disagree with the Prime Minister yet, any at all?
Andrew, what they know about you is that you have 28 bank accounts, that you received several $1 million in cash deposits from anonymous donors in your bank account, that your companies had transactions of over $400 million, several thousand transactions between them, and that Positive Jamaica Foundation, a non-profit which you are intimately connected with, provided resources which you use for personal investments through your personal company. We have signed the Leadership Code of Conduct developed by Integrity Commission. All of our spokespersons and myself have signed. None of your people have signed it. I am committed to ensuring that all members of the executive, when we form government, will have their Integrity Commission declarations published, not just the leader of the opposition and what should happen, but hasn't happened in your case because you're not certified, the Prime Minister. So the whole question that has been asked is an excellent question, and we really need to step up our vigilance against corrupt behavior, nepotism and cronyism. The volume of scandals under this Jamaica Labour Party government is unprecedented. Over the number of ministers who have had to be removed from frontline duty, many of them parked in the naughty corner in OPM rather than being sacked. It is a disgrace to the country, and your personal situation where you're operating under a deep cloud because your Integrity Commission declarations are not certified also is something which Jamaica cannot go forward with.
Despite being a leading Caribbean nation, Jamaica appears to be trailing behind its regional counterparts in the fight against corruption. This, according to the Transparency International's 2024 Corruption Perceptions Index CPI, which was released this morning. Sandy Williams reports.
The 2024 Corruption Perceptions Index, CPI, ranks 180 countries worldwide, including 11 English-speaking Caribbean states, shedding light on where nations stand in terms of integrity and governance. Jamaica now sits at 73rd place globally, slipping from 69th in 2023. While the country's CPI score remains 44 out of 100, its position relative to other nations has declined.
For the 5th year in a row, we continue to be in the very same position. What that means is that we're not doing anything to move the score.
This stagnation underscores the persistent corruption challenges Jamaica faces, especially as 120 of the 180 ranked countries scored 50 or below, indicating a widespread corruption crisis.
The vast majority of the world's peoples continue to suffer from inadequate education, health, inadequate infrastructure, arising from the diversion of public funds to the pockets of the wealthy, and from the fact that governments continue to serve the minority interests of the very wealthy few rather than of the majority.
A major focus of the 2024 CPI report is the alarming rise of climate corruption, where environmental policies and resources are manipulated for personal or political gain. This adds another layer of urgency to tackling corruption, particularly in vulnerable regions like the Caribbean. For National Integrity Action NIA, Jamaica's standing reflects a bleak corruption landscape, demanding immediate and bold reforms.
CPI 2024 issues a call to action. A call to action, advocates around the world, not only to combat corruption generally, but to combat climate corruption, specifically which left unchecked, literally aggravates the climate crisis and the effects of that crisis, and therefore poses an existential threat, particularly to peoples in small island developing states.
The organization is calling for stronger legal safeguards to prevent the wealthy elite from capturing state power and regulatory bodies.
So my call to action this morning is simple. Will you support the anti-bribery campaign? Where will our politicians stand on this iota, this small aspect of changing our culture? Where do you stand on it? Where does your company stand on it? What will your activity be? Because the perception of corruption is not just an institutional perception. It's a perception that touches and concerns all Jamaicans.
Among the 11 English-speaking Caribbean nations in the CPI rankings, Barbados leads the way with an impressive 23rd place ranking, making it the least corrupt country in the region. Close behind are the Bahamas, St. Vincent, Dominica, St. Lucia, and Grenada, all performing significantly better than Jamaica. Meanwhile, Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, and Guyana remained stuck with consistently poor sub-50 scores, signaling long-standing struggles with corruption perception. Sandy Williams, TVJ News.
Comrades, one of the most important aspects of why there needs to be a change is in the governance of the country itself. The people of Jamaica have lost all confidence in the ethical and moral foundation of this government. They have been seen to be ripping and running off nepotism, cronyism, so many scandals, and the very institution that is tasked with ensuring accountability and probity in the public affairs of the country, they're trying to dismantle it. They're trying to dismantle the FID as well as the Integrity Commission by appointing persons who are not qualified and persons who have a clear conflict of interest and should not even be putting themselves forward for the position. And comrades, somebody sent me something tonight which I want to share with you because I thought it was quite significant. I'm going to read it. Happy Father's Day, comrade leader. I had a very interesting discussion with a friend of mine who is 81. He has voted for the Jamaica Labour Party for 4 decades. And his view is that not only is the JLP corrupt, but democracy is at stake. I am not voting for either the PNP nor the JLP. I am voting for Jamaica, and therefore I will vote for the PNP. So this JLP supporter is saying if he is going to choose Jamaica, and he intends to choose Jamaica, he'll choose Jamaica by voting for the People's National Party. And I say to all well-thinking Jamaicans, whether you are the PNP, JLP or no P, all well-thinking Jamaicans, we cannot afford to have our democracy dismantled by this government because they are running scared. They know the wrongs they have committed and they want to ensure that they are never held accountable for it. And Jamaica cannot afford to allow the hard-won gains of democracy, of freedom, of decency that our founding fathers and our forefathers fought so hard for to be dismantled and sacrificed on the altar of corruption and nepotism under this government. So you have to choose change. You have to choose a government that will put the people first and will ensure that the resources that are for the people are used only for the people and not for themselves and their friends. That will protect the institutions of accountability in the country, will not interfere with them, and will ensure they're adequately resourced and further strengthen them. The Integrity Commission is a case in point. I was the person who brought the Integrity Commission legislation to Parliament. I was the person who put together the panel of experts that developed the legislation based on international best practices around the world. I am fully committed to ensuring its independence and that it has the tools it needs to hold people accountable.
Mr. Guys, I don't know what this what Babsy Grange do to this man here, but me I tell you, say the man have Babsy Grange file and the man just a dash out, a dash out, a dash out.
It's a story come to bump. Now, Minister of Sports and Entertainment has now been accused of paying a man called Tickman to unalive a supervisor at the EOJ. Now, the EOJ is the Electoral Commission of Jamaica, right? And allegedly, Minister Babsy Grange paid a man called Tickman to take out this supervisor that supervised the whole thing, right? Now, we don't know why, because we don't get that side of the story there. But a man come out and a man attack out the whole thing, and him decides, boy, now hold him out. After him stated that after Tickman never do the job, Babsy Grange pay another man called Brown Man to take out Tickman, and then turn around paid Tickman mother to go against Tickman in a court. What a calabash. Now we know say a be a corruption go on in Jamaica when it comes to politics. We know say the biggest of the criminals them are politicians. A lot of them afraid to accept it, But in a reality it is. Now my people, me I go play a audio, cause when I go showcase the person, right? But we're gonna play the audio with a picture of Babsy Grange. And I want to listen very carefully what this man have to say. I want to voice an opinion down in the comment section. Because we are going to voice for your opinion too, You understand? So, before we do all of that though, please may I beg you to hit the subscribe button. Please may I beg you to hit the like button. Leave a comment down in the comment section. And if you're new to the channel, let's hit the subscribe button. And get that video out there. You understand? Alright.
Babsy Grange, come to the front of the class. Come here, Babsy Grange. Do you remember where the Tickman? Babsy Grange, remember that Babsy Grange? You pay a Tickman mother in a courthouse for no talk. And Babsy Grange, through Tickman, never got unalive the supervisor for EOJ. You turn round and you pay one man when you're brown man. When you're brown man of a Spanish town, that's so. Yeah, our central village, that's so. In a number 5 central village, yeah, that's so. The Zincopia, that's a Babsy Grange. Yeah, me and you know me I talk about Babsy Grange. The Zincopia, that's a Babsy Grange. Yeah, bro, man live in there. Yeah, with him ear plat up. And in 2 ears him bore. And him nose bore. Yeah, Babsy Grange, you pay him Babsy Grange. For analyze Tickman. You gotta tell him man say, but Tickman tell you, but Tickman violate you. And what have you? Babsy Grange. Oh, Tickman violate Babsy Grange. Only thing Tickman say, him don't him not analyze the EOJ supervisor because him do him work. Babsy Grange, come here, Babsy Grange. The day when the court in a February, Babsy Grange. The day when the court in a February, Babsy Grange, you pay Tickman, woman. You go tell her in a court. You go tell her in a court. You go tell her in a court pan Kirk. Say a Kirk Johnson do it. And now Kirk Johnson in a jail for the murder of Tickman. When a you blood clot Babsy Grange set it up. When a you Babsy Grange set it up, Babsy Grange, come here again. Come here again. Have a seat, Babsy Grange, in the class. Come back, teach and beat Babsy Grange this morning. My nose has scratched me. Come here, Babsy Grange. Babsy Grange. Remember Babsy Grange? Remember Fata? Yeah. Remember Fata Babsy Grange? Yeah. Fata Babsy Grange. Fata they have 5 car Babsy Grange. And you say, you rent one to drive around with the run of them. And Fata say, no, I'm not renting no car to drive around run of them. The PMP man rent the car already. And Babsy Grange, that liquor chip in your head now, Babsy Grange. Till you go send man. You say one man named Matthew Simit to go murder Fata. And you pay Fata mother to go tell her in a court. To go tell her in a court and say she don't know about it. And she don't know about it. And Fata mother say, Fata mother is a wicked too. Fata mother is a wicked too. Babsy Grange pay you for go tell her in a court. Babsy Grange, you know say blood pay your shoulder.
Now, for over the years, we have known that politicians have been taking part in criminal activities. For over the years, we know as the politicians have dons in the areas. Pretty much every area them run. We know say politicians have been supplying dons and communities with ammunitions and guns. And I just know. And I nothing new. A lot of you might not know this part of what go on, which a lot of you might know. You understand? And this is why you see it's hard to get out the corruption out of the country. Because a lot of we, when know the true facts, don't stand up against it. You understand what I mean? A lot of we, when know say them a commit the crime, and them a cause the problem, we not lash out, we not start speak out, I'm telling you already, politicians don't like when their file reach abroad. Them not like it when it reach international. Them like it when it stay local, because it not hurt them, they're not business. But you see, the moment it reach international, that's a problem for them. You hurt them pocket. You hurt them credibility. You see me I say? So the fastest that them are going to shape up a lot of things. And what me tell you say, you see this thing when I run up and down for politicians stop. A lot of you when I talk to a lot of you, I'm telling you say, don't show up at the polling station. You know. But if you don't show up, what going to happen? And the same person that are going to run, we have to make a change. It's been 2-party run in Jamaica. Don't it? 2-party run in Jamaica. When I'm a JLP, a PNP. When I'm a PNP, a JLP. Me almost reach 40. And a lot of you older than me. And come here, come see JLP and PNP. The two of them dirty. The two of them are drunk. Them a dog. So any PNP and JLP will follow me. If me hurt no feelings, me no sorry. Me a speak the truth. You understand? If you don't want to unfollow me, fine. But me I gotta tell you now as it is. Because I don't feel to acknowledge the truth. You not live down in the dark. There's no other party you can blame for mash up Jamaica. And if I lie, me I tell, you not debate me. Because right now me I got debate, When JLP in a power, PNP say, a JLP a fuck up the country. When PNP in a power where JLP say, a PNP a fuck up the country. Don't it? So who to be blame? Who can blame the other party? Corruption there, so corruption did so. Bad man there, so bad man did so. Dana run here, so Dana run there, so. You never hear about Tivoli and Riemann them place yet? Eh? You never hear say PNP lack of that section here, and the PN and JLP lack of that section here, and PNP can't go over here, and JLP can't go over this. You never hear that yet. Why? Eh? I want to look at them same PNP and JLP leaders here and take pictures with them. If you don't believe me, what day when Andrew Holness is in a power before election, and Adan from the PNP camp was unalive, and Mark Golin make a public speech in need answers why this man was unalive. And that man have been committing multiple crimes, but he has been shielded. He has been shielded. You look and see when a JLP done get drop out. If you don't see them go for your PNP done. A long time them something here go on. And I just know. You know how much politicians going at the ghetto or sex off the liquor pit of them? Eh? Mothers are sell them pitney to politicians. You know how much? And nothing can come out of it. You know how much politician walking at them community there. A mother have to say, hey, little girl, go on out there, so 13, 14, 12-year-old. You know how much of them? And them can't say nothing. The moment them say something, them get unalive. You can't sit down there and turn a blind eye to this thing. This is a reality, me I tell you now. And anybody will come from the garrison, will come from the ghetto, I got agree with me. Because them know them have a sign to say, who feels it knows it. Me there say from a little and a grow. And who feels it knows it. Remember that. No for uno, no know them something there. No for uno, no know. You understand? We are not there when caretaker, councillor and councillor draw gun upon each other. Because what? That one here try to persuade that one here people them to come vote for him. And that one here do the same. And war broke out. Eh? We are not there when politicians tell people say, yo, no talk, shut your mouth, or else me come page you. We don't have some politician when no work in a them constituency. When you go in a them constituency, them a run there for years. And you can't get them out. Why? Why? Because them are the done. Them are the done for all dons. And if nobody no vote for them when a voting time, them a make sure say, yo, go out there to the side of people and make them go vote. You see, all who no vote for we, you know what to do. You don't think a joke thing me I tell you no. You don't think a movie scene me I tell you about. So what this man a say about Babsy Grange, me no disbelieve. Me no disbelieve. You understand? Because me know the reality of them politicians here. Who remember when we made the video and break down the whole movement of the government when it comes to St. Elizabeth? Who remember that video there? Now, I talk a lot of things in that video there. I even tell you that at some point, the government are going to try to relocate the people. Right? And they're going to assess the land because St. Elizabeth is the parish with the least land title owners. So in other terms, St. Elizabeth lands, a lot of it is for the government. Let me just put it that way, right? A lot of them believe me, while some don't. Now, I'm glad that everything when I talk actually come out now. I want to watch that video carefully.
I'm Chaplain Williams. I'm from the National Land Agency. I'm the supervisor for topographic data management. Today we're here in Black River, and my team and I we're mapping the entire town and its environs as well. We're doing it for recovery purposes as well as to find those government lands that can be used as a part of the recovery planning process.
No one believe me? No one believe me? On realize say me not spread no propaganda. Me are the only vlogger where I point out these things before them happen, and them happen in our eye. Word for word, exactly how me put it, I see them where it happen. Now, one might say, but them not relocate the people. Check this out. They put in a system in St. Elizabeth called curfew. You remember the whole thing that were happening in a COVID where people can't move? Them limit their access? Yes. Now, they're using this whole ideology or this whole plan that they're putting in the restriction movements because they want to clean up Alan Bamboo and to bring in heavy equipment in to clean up. Yes, they're right. Because, as I say, it's a new city. So they have to get the people out and stay in. But stay into what though? When I think about it, curfew, but stay into what? Check out that video.
Due to the curfew that has been imposed, I think we have now gotten an opportunity to do a better job in the Holland Bamboo area. We did a lot of clearing in Holland Bamboo and we were able to create a corridor for people to move through. But there's still some bamboo sticking out. So we're not able to put heavy equipment there while a large portion of persons were trying to traverse to bring aid to their families and aid convoys were going through. So now that we have a curfew, we will have an opportunity to put some heavy equipment in that area.
The government make sure, say, them send in the assessors to assess and to relocate all government lands, to make sure that they have full access to all government lands and all lands that have no land titled. Una na pay attention, Una last focus. I'm glad that me there to show no wagwan. Me no want to believe say me against development, No, I'm not against development. Development is good. But I believe that there are right way to do development without shutting out your people, without insulting your people, and to treat them like shit. I strongly believe that in these areas, there are enough government lands that can be developed without hurting the people. I strongly believe that the government lands that people are squatting on can be cut up and give back to the people. I strongly believe that. I strongly believe that they can build a new city without have to push the people out. Now, for all who know Black River is a nice, loving place. I have been there several times when I used to run my own tourist business. I like to go in the market, which I strongly believe that the market need to upgrade it. But a lot of these things are going to be pushed out. Because to have a new city, you can't have a market like this. You understand? So it going to hurt the people a lot more than we think it's going to benefit the people in reality, right? Because a lot of people don't know the way of life in terms of working with corporate companies. They know the way of providing goods, as in food stuff. They know to sell that. You understand? A lot of these people like to run their own show. They're entrepreneurs. And a lot of them might see them different. But in reality, they are entrepreneurs. And they like to do things different. In a new city, development, with my understanding of how new city operates, we're not going to have a market like this. So my strong belief is that they're going to push these people away or push these people out and probably relocated them to somewhere where it's not in the best interest of the people. You understand? As me say, I'm not against development. I'm not against proper infrastructure. No. I am with it. But it's the way how you're going about it. That's the problem that I have. And that's the problem that a lot of you guys should have. You understand? Not the problem with the development, but the problem with how they're going about the development. It's about time Jamaica move forward. Because in reality, Jamaica is, I would say, the head of the Caribbean. And if it's the head of the Caribbean, it have to look as a great role model for the Caribbean. You understand? So I am not against the development. No. I'm just against how they're doing it. And how they're pushing the people away. They're treating the people like garbage. That's what me against. You understand? And me I go forever stand with that. These governments, they don't care about the people. They more care about their pockets, their friends' pockets. Because with this new city, Jamaica or Jamaicans may see a boots in St. Elizabeth, but they're only going to get the scraps. Because these buildings that they're going to put in place, these hotels and all of these things that they're going to put in place, not one single Jamaican is going to get the opportunity to own none of these things. Because they're all investors coming in. You all think that the main focus of aid to St. Elizabeth, if I don't notice, it's St. Elizabeth mostly, right? And all the big corporate people, they're flying down. They're going to St. Elizabeth. Remember, there are more than one place is damaged down that side, right? And hurt badly too. You think that they're just going down to give aid? Think about this. How much cargo, planes, plus ships with tons of containers has been donated to the government? What have been donated to the government can literally feed the whole entire Jamaica. And I'm not talking about what the artists they're giving, what the TikTokers they're giving. I'm not talking about what the Jamaicans are giving locally and abroad. I'm talking about what the big corporate people they're giving to the government, what they're shipping in, right? This can feed the nation more than 50 times. More than it. The whole entire Jamaica. You understand? And there are tons more coming in. So let me ask you this. Why is it that so much things are coming in to the country, but the governments, they're not issuing them out? They give you a little care package, a little scandal bag. Come on. I am telling you this. I'm going to emphasize. I'm going to tell you a lie. Based on the quantities of stuff that are coming into the country to provide aid, and I'm talking about food, each person, let me just use St. Elizabeth, Manchester, and them places that will get affected. Each person within these areas can get a barrel for their household. No joke. And still leave back a ton that can feed the rest of the island. But why are they not issuing them out? Why are they just sending a small little portion in a little scandal bag? I want to think about that for a second. Who control the food controls the people. These things that are coming in is going to be stored and prepared for the new city. When you don't believe me, stay tuned. And remember, say God no, did tell you, just like me telling you before, and now on seeing it playing out in front of our eye. Take it. Remember, like, subscribe, and leave a comment down in the comment section. Don't be afraid.
The regular business, private sector supply chain up and running in communities. And as I'm on generators, again, I thought it would be obvious. But these days, I learn not to take everything as obvious. You have to explain We're talking about how we use the generators. How do I decide who gets out of the 900,000 people who could claim?
You fucking get a heart and you give it to those who need it the most. You don't distribute it to your bloody police stations. I know you need security, but you can consolidate some of your police stations and make them into like little hubs. Make them consolidate them. Not all of them need to be spread out so much. You can have rapid response teams. You could give them some generators, but you need to give the most needy first. People with babies, old people, and hospitals. Idiot. Seriously, I can't believe this man. blatantly telling you what he's going to do. He's stealing your shit.
500 generators. I keep saying to people, do not listen to the mischief and nonsense. Information, you can do with it what you want, but the record must be there. So that those who are vested in mischief, nation falsely with malice.
Because the people are calling you out and you don't like it, mate. And that's your problem. You don't like it. Simple as.
That you can counter them. So a lot of the nonsense you hear, you can dismiss it so far. None of those generators will be used in the program I just mentioned, which is to provide a loan or a grant to businesses that we're trying to stand up to ensure that the private sector supply chain starts to operate. All of the bilaterally from other states will be used to build resilience in the public operations. In that way, we guarantee that the benefit of the 500 is multiplied to benefit everyone.
How so? How so?
So what we have done, we have said that we're going to give the generators and other such items that build resilience, we're going to give them to our police stations.
See it there?
That now don't have. So out of this, what we intend to do is to ensure that every police station that is built or under construction now, or that currently exists, we're going to make sure that they have a generator. But it's not just...
No, mate. You need to make sure the people have, because of your police and resilience, they have their own damn homes, they have generators in their homes, etc., or whatever they have in their homes. Come on now.
Giving them, they will have to provide us with a system of maintaining it.
Look, I'm not going to listen to this bullshit anymore because he's talking bullshit, yeah? At the end of the day, right, there's a much better way to do this. And he knows this. You don't have to give every police station a fucking radiator or a generator. You don't. But hey, there you go. Right. Here's another point. He now goes on to talk about electrifying the tourism hub. What about electrifying your people them hub? The people those places. Listen to this. Oh my days.
I've tasked Minister Bartlett and Minister Mackenzie to bring together all the permitting and approval entities along the tourism corridor. And we consider the tourism corridor from as far as St. Elizabeth, Treasure Beach, coming all the way around into going through Westmoreland, Hanover, going all the way around, going into Trelawney, that have been impacted. So all of those parish councils and all the other entities that are responsible for permitting and approvals, for them to create a fast-track committee to give approvals to all the hotels that are...
So he's going to form a committee to fast-track. What about forming committees to fast-track the health needs of your country? I hear there's tap holes, millions of tap holes being created. There's lots of standing water. Why aren't you draining that damn water? Why would you have tourists there if you're going to make the environment for the tourists just as bad as you have it for your people? Because if you're not clearing up the health issues, you're just going to make it worse for when people come to visit. So I think this is a double-edged sword, and you're going to cut off your tongue with it. Anyway, let me listen.
Deciding
and see how Mark got up still.
Of rebuilding. In other words, what I'm satisfied with is that the hoteliers are ready to rebuild. Some of them will have insurance, some of them
are going to consider this an opportunity to rebuild and make their plants better. Government should not be an obstacle in that, because the longer the hotels stay out of operation unnecessarily, the greater the threat to employment and revenue.
Right, fine, fair enough. But what about the people? I understand you need to have employment. I understand that. But what is the point? If you're not going to have healthy people going to work, are you? They're going to go in there and infect the tourists, surely, if you're not providing health and resources for your own people. If you're not clearing the roads, if you're not putting, tarmac on the roads and that, right, how are the tourists supposed to get around? So you're saying to them, come to see this doomed country, but and these people who are going to suffer because you're not prepared to help these people out. You're only prepared to give. You know what, right? You've had a disaster relief. You've had millions from the UK and other countries. And what are you doing with that? What are you doing with that? Man, oh man, oh man. I believe the people, you are corrupt.
Who's the generators? How do I decide who gets out of the 900,000 people who could claim 500 generators? I keep saying to people, do not listen to the mischief and nonsense. As your Prime Minister, my job is to make sure that you have the information. You can do with it what you want, but the record must be there.
Right after you purposely abandon the country and have people face more cruelty than what the hurricane put them through, you come back now, I come introduce container house. Via house interest to the people, I'm going to tell them, say, you do your research and come to a conclusion that they're suitable for the Jamaican people. When you should have came out and said they're suitable for the persons who gone through the devastation for a temporary housing solution until we get better, you're out hard and bright.
When the Prime Minister's wife becomes Speaker of the House, it's no longer politics, it is a national takeover. The Speaker of the House is supposed to be impartial, non-political, non-aligned, a protector of fairness.
Dog shit batty boy. I just you and your wife and you picking them for blood class, strive and achieve. But at the end of the day, speedy recovery to Miss World, because there's no way you just walk so accidentally and you just fall off a blood class stage. I hope you're that man. I spell Andrew, go back a Bumbleclaw Israel. May I beg you, please. Go back a Israel, go free up a Bumbleclaw Jamaica and them. You see, because we know if you live so. Melissa blow, Cup Jamaica, how much people blood clot homeless and them still show up for blood clot Jamaica national blood clot football team, otherwise known as the Reggae Boys, still a show them support. Deep down they ain't even know it's your blood clot have we under goods on one bag of blood clot spell. Go back to Israel, go free with your Batty Boy and Julius, cause you want set a pool. But me see a Bumbleclaw Reggae Boy much a laugh and them thing. See if you have no smile on your face, Batty Boy. All the time if you smile anytime you country in a Bumbleclaw better condition. And Miss World, but just pray to God so you cover your die blood of Jesus. You see it and you just recover back and go back to your family, because there's no way you just walk so. Them the nice sexy word when see you do on stage. And if you fall off a stage a blood clot, I tell you, but you see coach, we coach blood clot Reggae Boys them. You want a man who and shot a couple of Bumbleclaw users. When you can have big baller like Dixon them and whisper them on bench. You see, and I put them off half time in a ball game and you got sucked. Your mother ain't friend them.
Yo, Jamaica people are weirdest people them. You fuck everything happen. Jamaica people blame it on the government. Storm come at Jamaica, them say Anjo. Jamaica lose them match a stadium when we qualify for World Cup, them say Anjo cause it. Miss Jamaica jump off a stage, them say Anjo cause it. Girl give them man bun, them say Anjo cause it. Girl give man jacket, them say Anjo cause it. Everything them blame for Anjo. Them no realize that them just make the man more popular, more famous, and people love the man more. Instead of people that hate the man, more people that get to know the man and get to love the man more. No, sir. Jamaica and holy people, everything happen. Every rainfall of Anjo. Sunshine too something Anjo. The night long of Anjo. Me blood clot.
100 linesmen, which would mean bringing in an additional 300 linesmen. And so the government is working with them to see that we can get this done so that we can get electricity back much faster than is projected. And if we get electricity back quicker, then water comes back quicker, communities start to normalize, we're in a better position. So I want to just update the nation on that we are seeking to move very quickly to restore your electricity. We are at 75% now, 70% now. By December 15th, we could very well be at 75%, and we are working as quickly as possible to get to full restoration. We're going to use this supply chain to bring the materials in and to distribute them to those who are needed. in need. So it's a repurposing of the supply chain, as I had said, to now go and do this level of rebuilding and supporting the relief. We have examined pre-built, containerized modular solutions. And we have settled in our minds that this is appropriate for the Jamaican situation that we now have. There are different types, different versions, and so I've met with the NHD, and the NHD has provided us with a solution that they are presently working on. At a later stage, we'll go into more details, but the plan is for, in the initial phase, for the NHD to purchase 5,000 container homes. And those will be, some of them will be for sale. So with a program with the NHD, you will be able to purchase. Some of them will be used to build housing schemes, which you can purchase. And a portion of them will be made available through social housing. The government itself will also be purchasing some of these containerized housing solutions, which will be made available through the social housing modality. So effectively, they do take some time to arrive in Jamaica. There's just certainly not the quantity to make an impact. So we have met and discussed it. We have taken the policy decision that these can be used. And so the process of acquiring them through the procurement process, they have been given the approval to move ahead with that. So that should start in short order. You know, we are not going to get them here for Christmas. I just have to be frank with everybody. But we should start to see some coming in by late January.
Jamaica, Melissa wasn't an accident. All of the occurrences is not an accident. You got bad government making wrong decisions. They need to go. Andrew needs to go.
Mr. Holness, sir, you got to be kidding me. Mr. Holness, you're really telling the Jamaican people that you do your research and come to a conclusion that the container houses are suitable for Jamaicans? What the heck you say, sir? Mr. Holness, what do you mean? You do your research and come to a conclusion and the container house is suitable for Jamaicans. You know, so I watch it all the time to make sure I hear what you say, sir. Mr. Holness, let me tell you this. The container houses, they're not suitable for Jamaicans. They're suitable for the Jamaicans at the moment that gone through the devastation period with Melissa and their temporary housing solution. Okay? They are temporary housing solution. You hear me, Mr. Honest? I don't want you come go on like say you want to introduce container house to the Jamaican people through freaking housing trust like you take people for idiot. So you don't want to see poor people in the hardware again because you don't want to see we look a nice house and we are built up. You want to go give a container house, you bake we out. When you bake we, where you go to name where or something? After you abandon the people that may gone through the hurricane and make some of them dead when them life could be saved, disease and name them down, all kind of things that happen to them. Right? After you purposely abandon the country and have people face more cruelty than what the hurricane put them through, you come back now and come introduce container house. Via house interest to the people, I'm going to tell them, say, you do your research and come to a conclusion that they're suitable for the Jamaican people. When you should have came out and said they're suitable for the persons who gone through the devastation for a temporary housing solution until we get better, you're out hard and bright. You would have met none of your two daughters them go buy or live in one of them container houses. Let me tell you something. You see, what is not good for the goose is not good for the gander. And you, Mr. Holness, may I tell you about you. The way how you caught up in yourself and the way how you came out at times and making a speech. I wonder if the people them paying attention to you or them pay attention to what coming out of your damn mouth. And then when you come out here, come talk, you got hear say if the man jump, we say him for sit down. If him sit down, we say him for jump. Oh yeah, come talk about the containers are suitable for Jamaicans. No, they're not suitable. We want to build our mansions. You say every ghetto youth for rich and everybody for rich. And we going to use rich container house? Huh? Container housing? Are you kidding me? Do you know what it is when it's hot? Are you kidding me? No, man, the man here losing brains. No, sir. Mr. Honest brain want to rewire. Mr. Honest, you don't have no organ in you. I feel say your heart missing. You don't have no heart, a kidney and liver alone. You have no heart no in you. The organ there, when name heart, it don't come in your body because there's no way you could have one heart in your body and a base. So all you mean say container also. Look here, we is a rich Caribbean country. Now bright yourself. Right? And sure you want to take the land them for you and you develop a friend them and you and Bigfoot. And your two freaking daughter them. You know I come introduce container houses to the Jamaican people. When Michael Manley founded Housing Trust, it was for low income earners and it was never mentioned about no damn containers. You're disrespectful. You understand the other day I mentioned that you could have bought at least 5 or 10,000 of these container houses to put down on a land so the relief people, the hurricane victims could get a peace of mind in the meantime. Those are temporary housing. You understand which we are come to about with rich, beautiful Jamaica you come to about you introduced you to container houses, sir. Oh, you're so damn bright. Your storeroom with your yard is not Mr. Honest, you don't have one container, your $800 million house over there so where you live. You don't have one container on your property. So why you want to put the Jamaican people to live in a container house? Oh, this man's so rude. And when you talk these people and make it look like say there's nothing right this man can do. The only thing right Mr. Honest can do in my views at the moment is to step his ass down. Go sit down. You and Bigfoot need to leave this country. The town around the country in a wreck. And the Governor General, may I tell you, say, we need to find a way where we get one letter to the king. Because I don't understand if nobody knows see where you are going with. For make we go talk to the king for get rid of you. Because you're not looking out for the people. Or the hell you have Bigfoot. And our husband deal with the Jamaican people like this.
Jamaica, come close and listen very carefully. I'm about to say something very dangerous and it's going to burn a lot of people's chest. Jamaica, listen to me and listen to me very clear. This is not party talk. This is not green versus orange. This is survival. Because when the Prime Minister's wife becomes Speaker of the House, it's no longer politics. It is a national takeover. Let me say it again. So every Jamaican, every mother, every father, every elder, every youth, every policeman, every teacher, every doctor, every liar can feel it in them bones. When the referee of the game is married to the captain of the team, the entire match is rigged. The Speaker of the House is supposed to be impartial, non-political, non-aligned, a protector of fairness. The person that ensures that every member of parliament can challenge wrongdoing. So tell me, Jamaica, how can you be neutral when you sleep in the same house as the Prime Minister? How are you going to be impartial when the same person you're supposed to be checking is the same person you sit down with and have dinner with? Wanna see the madness yet, Jamaica? Jamaica, this is how dictatorship starts. Yes, dictatorship starts quietly, so wake up, Jamaica. Dictatorship don't come overnight. It doesn't come with soldiers on the road. And it does not come with tanks and guns. Dictatorship comes slowly, quietly. It comes through family appointments, friends on boards, donor contracts, and then shutting down anyone who speaks the truth. Jamaica, this is not a conspiracy, no. This is history. This is a pattern, and it's a fact. So what does it mean, Jamaica, when one couple holds two of the most powerful positions in the country? It means the PM controls the government, and his wife controls the parliament. And together, they control debate, decision, discipline, and discussions. This is not democracy, Jamaica. This is family rule. And you know what family rule always leads to? It leads to corruption, silencing of critics, fear in parliament, no accountability, no transparency, and no democracy. You see, every country that went downhill had the same starting point. The opposition can't talk, can't question, cannot challenge, because the speaker controls who speaks, how long they speak, if they can finish their sentence, what motions get tabled, which corruption cases can be raised, and who gets thrown out. So if the PM does something wrong, the speaker, aka his wife, can block. Yes, member, you're out of order. Sit down. Debate closed and motion denied. So tell me again, Jamaica, how we supposed to get justice? How the truth supposed to reach the public? This is a real danger, Jamaica, especially for small countries like Jamaica. Because family rule equal disaster. Why? Because nations like us, Jamaica, have weaker protection. What do I mean by that? We don't have strong watchdogs. We don't have strong courts. We do not have strong investigative systems. We do not have strong media independence. And we do not have strong financial independence. So when one family becomes too powerful in this small country of Jamaica, the country becomes controlled, silenced, afraid, dependent, and corrupt. Nepotism, Jamaica, is not bad optics. Nepotism is a national danger. And while Jamaica is suffering, power is being consolidated. Look at the timing, Jamaica. We are in a hurricane disaster. People homeless, roads destroyed, hospitals collapsing, food shortage, water shortage, economic crisis, crime rising, earthquake warnings, oil drilling threats, and foreign companies taking resources. And in the middle of all of this, power is being tightened, not shared. When a country is unstable, leaders should decentralize power. But in Jamaica, they are centralizing it in one household. And Jamaica, this is how nations fall. Listen to me, Jamaica. This is not about politics. This is about structure. Take off on the green glasses, take off on the orange glasses, and for one, look at Jamaica with your own eyes, not through party color. When the PM controls the executive and his wife controls the parliament, there is no checks and balance, Jamaica. None. Zero. Finished. And a country without checks and balance is a country preparing for dictatorship. Jamaica, listen to me good. When the people in power start placing their family in the highest seat, you are no longer being governed. You are being managed. You are being handled. You are being controlled. And you are being silenced. You cannot question. You cannot challenge. You cannot oppose. And you cannot win. This is not democracy. This is not representation. Jamaica, this is capture. One family cannot lead an entire country. One house cannot control two houses of government. And Jamaica, if you don't speak now, if you don't wake up now, if you don't rise now, you're going to open your eyes one day and realize that you are living in a country where one woman, one man have the final say on the breath you breathe. So Jamaica, wake up now.
From now to 2030, everywhere in the world I got witness a natural disaster. Every country where you can think of. America, Canada, England, Europe, Japan, China, India, all of these countries. Everywhere you think of in the world. By 2030, every country I got witness a natural disaster. More than one natural disaster. Something forward for the whole away. The whole away are the target. And what? A man are the operator behind all of this. A man a trigger all of this. You don't know what going on, but you don't have to witness these things. For the coming years, you don't have to see all of these things in every nation. Every nation have experience a natural disaster. More than one. You hear me at all, you know? And a man they behind it. Man they behind it. And I like what you think. No for no say at the end days, a revelation and all these things. You hear me at all, you know, about brace on yourself. Brace on yourself. Because even when the smoke clear, you still have a blind to the fact of what just occurred When still I got dumb, no for no I got turn menke and go go. You me I told you no, no for no we're up on earth right now. When the smoke clear after all these natural disaster, we gonna see who gonna still be here. You me I told you no, when you need to wake up before it get worse. People all over the world, not just Jamaica. And not just Jamaica, no. I told you to say how something up on the way for every nation and to forward as a natural disaster. This is a warning. Worldwide people, open up on eyes, wake up and see the design of what go on. Yeah, me I told you, a man I do all of this. Man I do all of this. Yeah, it sound a way. It a go sound out of the norm. It a go sound strange. It a go sound like me I'm mad. It a go sound like a garbage, trash. All of the worst thing them. All of a curse words as well have it say. It a go sound that weird. Because you don't know what go on and you don't pay attention to the surrounding. Yeah, me I told you know, but when these things reach, know so the threat, the threat is still there. It not end yet. All of these aid, where them are going to bring forth. Me I told you, be careful of these aid. Careful of these aid. You me I told you, enough of these aid when I get them tamper with them. It a go sound a way. It a go sound a way. You me I told you, even the hospital where them set up down at Black River, the ones them down there for be careful of the medication and the injection where these doctors go, my people. Yeah, me I talk to with love, But so, the love of a rough. That's why I have to deal with you, so. Because my sister no for no asleep. I do a video I talk about the Prime Minister and I say him intelligent. And no for no have it to say. Me I say him intelligent. It was sarcasm. Yeah, me I told you, I wasn't being for real. If you need to listen to the whole of my video, you need to clearly see what me I say and then you would probably say something different. But you need to wake up. The Prime Minister and love, PMP or Labour right is not for the nation, it's not for the people. No government official and for no nation and for no people in no country. You me I told you, them know what go on. Them all about this movement, this new world order. You me I told you, them all about our agenda. I want to alone know that. The ones them were asleep. You me I told you, we need to unite because enough we have information. Enough we have information. How to stop even these natural disasters. You me I told you, if you shut down the system, it's like a light switch. I uno put fire within the engine. You me I told you, without uno the system would have crumble. Uno for no strength. You me I told you, enough of these towers where you see them have bought, where them talk about a cell phone tower, I eat them and use. Yeah, me I told you for control the weather. I eat them I use for these earthquakes. I eat them I use for all of these. No fun I say without this, this way and life no more important than a cell phone. You want to prepare yourself to go back to the stone ages. Yeah, me I told you back in the days when you don't have no light, when you don't have no running water, when you don't have no internet, when you don't have nothing. Me say it's on right now. Jamaica now bounce back for now. The people them down at Black River and down at Manchester, them now go bounce back for now. When there's so much here down at these parish with damage, here all a flood out and all these things. How much ye house stop God, how much your house, how much ones lose them life when I feel like so them don't count yet. Me say from first day the government should organize the nation, shut down the goddamn country and call out the fellow Jamaican, them organize, get vehicle, get this, make us come out as a nation of people and start the clean up. Yeah, me I told you the government now do nothing like that. When you feel like say you're a joke thing, you don't know nothing about the system where you live in. You see the people that don't watch it, how much days them can get ATM for use, how much days them can buy grocery, how much days them can buy gas. And as them get one call, say yo, 2 cruise ship, a plan for come back and watch it. When that's what them do. But no furniture, when you need the food, when you see it as a good thing, when you glad at 2 years, you have a lot down for and all these things. And you still can't see a politician them not like, When you blind, yeah, me I told you, how much days you could get the money at ATM? How much days you could buy food in a watch it? Even look at gas. Yeah, me I told you, and as them get a call, say 2 cruise ship, and they wait to watch it, we are going to arrive in a such and such day. When you swear them do. When you need to wake up, it's a design. When you start feel nothing yet. When you start feel nothing yet. We're not going to do in the whole of the world in a needs and wants like only Jamaican people. And they know enough for what on the licky already. From when the chicken, the container chicken wash up on the shore in a Portmore. Them say we no refuse nothing. Cause no fun live in some area in some community and you know all the area and the community situation. You know how much people in there. You know who can help themselves, who can move fast. And when they forward to the aid, you know all get all 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times and others are people that get through. You see me I try to say? Yo, you don't know if you build, you don't know if you share, you don't know if you unite. You don't come like some wild animal. Yeah, me I told you, and that I got cost enough for enough lose on the 3 points. Cause you see, for the thing for unite, I make us sit down and have a conversation and share information and set yourself for walk in a direction and go towards one move. On scatter all both, cause you feel like saying a better off by yourself. Yeah, me I told you, when the year them step forward, you know we used to get 6 and 7 years in a one day. How not go eat? How not go feed? Crime and violence are just rise up now. Yeah, me I told you, I'll probably hear you say them all a rape how much you woman and all these things now. Me at a crazy time and only no see it. Only see the time now for we unite, stand up as one. Only no see that. It's the far from my mind. But no say yo, the far away from each other are the weaker ways. Are the weaker ways. Worldwide only needs for wake up. And not just Jamaica alone. And not just 5, 6 or 7 years. Country, at the 195 country them what them are telling about. We're not going to see what go on. And nothing, we're not going to see a revelation. We're not going to see at the end time. But after the storm and forward to the calm, when enough someone will leave back, we're not going to say we. When they tell me, but just know say yo, them not done with we. Them not done with the rest of the world. Yeah, me I told you, telling you, now God and Goddess, when you not see it, but never look down upon yourself. You know nothing when I do, never have doubt. No matter ones use words and get on the down, keeping the mindset positive, keeping the surrounding positive and pre-upliftment always. More life, more light, opportunity and goal for the conquer. And also, yo, when I love so much, when our creation favorite, the system no like none away. When they know the design of the system, when they know say just one area of society benefit the most, and the system overall. But big up on yourself, loving abundant always, cause me love you know.